I got my good buddy Eric out here for another Rancho Russello adventure.
Coming out here, obviously, yes, you get a phone call from Mr. Roussel, you make things happen.
Now, we've done some really wacky stuff in the past. That Space Junkie bubble top, and then the Blue Demon project was just ridiculous. So,
All right.
Eric has been a long-time great collaborator. His ideas are always out of the box. He's got a track record to prove it. From the first project we ever worked on, it's always shown something that neither of us expected, and that's why he's here for the mission. Yeah, of course I didn't ask you out here on a vacation. I got you here for a reason.
What? Come on.
And that's why I didn't tell you what we were building. I've never worked on a station wagon before. I've never had one. So
Wait a minute, you've never had a wagon?
Never. Rust-free car, very solid, so it's got a lot of potential. It has some kind of a conservative factor to it, but I want to take all that away.
Yeah, no conservatism.
I want to go like super radical on this. It's going to be full fashion show. Anything you think about, I don't think I'll say no. Like, seriously, I got one.
I'm going to push that.
I got one idea already that I want to start off with on the nose, but the rest of it is just ideas, man, whatever you're thinking.
No, I'm down for this. Ian, he loves that realm, that area where we don't know what's going to happen. Normal is boring, and if it doesn't make your hand shake, you're doing something wrong.
I took the liberty of sourcing some parts to address this and the nose, but other than that, I don't have any plans like stuck in stone.
So anything. We can do anything.
You can do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may regret that.
I doubt it. Welcome to the Full Custom Funhouse, where rules, structure, and discipline are all out the window. But look at the apron in the front.
Ah!
Yeah. It has a story. This is definitely not its hood. This is definitely not its fender, so
No.
something happened. You're gonna dig my idea for the nose. Check this out. You might recognize some pieces,
Studebaker!
right?
Oh.
Rust-free, collision-free.
All right. Yeah, that, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
right? Yeah, so it's got the hood, the nose, the fenders, the headlights, and the chromes.
Oh, like a glove.
Right? I haven't even done this yet. I just collected these parts and did some trimming.
I'm into this. All right, that's a good start point, man. What this does is this sets the stage of what we have to do with the rest of the body.
Mm-hmm. It's super weird.
The flavor's there.
That's the theory right there.
Yeah.
You might be wondering just where we're headed with this project, and that makes two of us. But I think mocking up this nose gives us a crystal ball view into the future of this grocery getter wagon. So I figure we'll just cut off all that damage in the collision area right through the spare tire and just remock it up.
Start from there, yeah.
Eric and I are on the same frequency. There's no time overspent talking on it. We're right to the task. I think the key points of getting the Studebaker nose to fit on the VW is that the Studebaker is physically a bigger car. It's longer in the wheelbase. The squareback's very stubby on the nose to the tire. It's got to stay as close to the windshield as possible because otherwise it's going to look like, you know, like a schooner or something coming out of the front. You're going to set up the envisioning. So you got the piece of steel.
High tech as always.
And the pencil.
And the pencil. Okay.
Pencil will adjust the angle of the dangle. So you're looking at this on the car, right?
Yep.
So set up the base of that square with this line.
Yeah. Ah, very clever.
And then the bullet mounting is this angle, so it'll be a perfect 90 degrees.
Yeah, we're about on par. It checks out.
Math
It's been
checks
certified.
out.
Yeah, it's been certified. I did this one and I did this one.
Excellent.
At most shops, you use protractors and laser centers and pointers and all this stuff, and there's a process. Not here. It's a carpenter's square, a chunk of wood, and a pencil. And that's it. Yep. Perfect.
I think this is going to offer a really cool transition from the VW look in the front because that was a very sloped down look, and this is very prominent, like the 50s cars. Oh, I love this. From that flat, very bland Type 3 nose to this, whoa.
Yeah.
It's a mutant.
Kind of like we're chiseling this out and finding its place in the universe. It's a discovery for all three of us, including this yellow banana.
That's quite a stellar arrangement. I don't know what kind of all-male review clubs you're performing in, but that's something. How do your coworkers usually feel about that with the flash coming off of that helmet? Wow. I gotta say, that is pretty extra special. Eric is very much at home in embracing the weird. Yeah, as long as these two are good, that's gonna be a simple addition.
Tell me that looks cool. I don't want to look. Tell me it looks cool.
That looks cool.
All right, now I'm jazzed.
Yeah.
Ian's got a really good eye to kind of be able to blend two different genres together. He can bring in pieces and say, I think we can make this work and I think we can make that work. And usually 9 times out of 10 or 9.9 times out of 10, it does work really well.
I think we should utilize this VW body line and cut the stewed fender right above it.
Keep as much of this as we can.
Keep as much of this, because we're using the VW wheel arch, but this is so Studebaker, we don't want to lose that curve. Is everything okay over there?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think this is the one, or it could be this one because there's more, and it could be like, that means business, or...
Would you just use the force and get with the program? I want your eyes shut on this next cut. I see the force is strong with you. Yes. So hold it just above the body line. That's it, dude. It's a whole different experience when that helmet's working in the dark.
New dimension.
It's like a discotheque up in here. I gotta brush up my dance moves with this kind of activity in the shop. Look at that, dude. That is really cool.
No, I'm digging this.
It's way narrower than the Studebaker, but it works.
It's funny how the proportions, you can change them like that, and it still keeps its shape. It still keeps its flavor.
This is exactly what I was hoping to see. This car parked in a lineup, you're gonna go, wait, what? Studebaker station wagon? I don't get it. I wanna get that passenger fender on. This is getting me charged up, dude. I wanna hit that roof next.
It's half custom. It will be full custom in a moment.
So getting this nose on, I mean, what a radical change. I love it. The rest of the body now is way bland. Next task on the list is addressing the roof line. I don't really have any specific ideas, but I know I definitely don't want stock.
You need to make the roof as off the wall as possible.
Yeah.
Because the rest of it is just...
I think let's just tack weld the door shut and just cut the roof right off. Let's just mess around with some ideas. I mean, it could go anywhere in discussion, but you know, once you put the parts in place, you find that sweet spot.
That's when you start seeing stuff, yeah.
Building up a project like this from only a few parts ideas, I'm just waiting for the statement. I'm waiting for the what is it moment. I'm not attached to this roof, and in a few minutes, the car's not gonna be attached to the roof either.
I'm not attached to anything but my wife.
My first thought is always go as radical as possible and then pull back. Some people may think baby steps. I say eat the whole sandwich. Ugh. It's getting less yellow with every cut. Now it has zero character. It doesn't look like anything.
I didn't think it could get any more plain. But yet here it is. Needs more cowbell.
Definitely needs more cowbell.
Let's spin it around. We have the post on the back. We have the front posts.
Use the hatchback as the...
Yeah, use the hatchback.
Hey, I'm up for anything. I mean, that's what we're here for, discussion, right?
Why not?
I told Eric all ideas were up for consideration, so, I mean, here we go. Look how narrow that is. Doesn't even look bad backwards. Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought you had a horrible idea.
It's completely horrible. The fact that you listen to me is astonishing. Don't do that again.
I'm usually the guy with the wild ideas, and I'm just like, that can't possibly work. But wait, 4 inches where the windshield lands? Because that round windshield was kind of like a falling back effect, and this gives it like a little more it's got a
meanness.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff in the way, but I'm digging this
Yeah.
bang right there.
Straight down. The roof is way narrower in the rear than in the front. So it's like, what?
Yeah, now what? But
Upon exploration, it's just a megaton of work to make this roof fit properly. By flipping it, we'd have to cut through the center, widen it, etc. I don't think we'd gain much reward, but the forehead on this is starting to have some appeal. I have a Nash Metropolitan roof in the back. Maybe we should look at that.
yeah.
Here lies the remains of my last project with Victor. And as you can see, it's ripe for the picking.
Oh.
And it's, when we're talking flat glass and see the forehead on this?
Yeah.
It's very much like that.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Maybe it'll be a hint in the right direction?
Yeah.
I don't know. First step is to get rid of the dash and all the glass. We're only interested in the roof skin and the pillars. Rubber seals and the desert don't get along very well together.
I see that.
Yeah, they get petrified. I don't mean scared. Oh, wow, it's not that narrow after all.
Maybe too Studebaker.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. You know, this is a nice shape. That's just lacking. That's a no bueno.
Every time you put a different roof on it, it looks like a different type of vehicle. But you're like, yeah, no, but maybe.
Like, what if it was like a truck style with a tonneau cover, like super low?
His mentality is just so like, the sky's the limit. You can do anything. Ooh,
It's nice to get into a project where you don't know what you're building, isn't it?
I love this.
He doesn't know what to
I have no idea. So day one, you know, things pretty easy. Put a Studebaker bullet nose on the front end of the sucker. Boom, done. Where's my cupcake? But as we progress into the roof chop, the fear is washing over now at this point because it's like,
We had a great day yesterday, didn't we?
yeah.
Now what do we do?
Ian, of course, as always, is as cool as a cucumber or as lays like broccoli.
There is light at the end of the tunnel. One step at a time. Might be losing my trusty sidekick to the process. I gotta reel him back in. I'm gonna stick that windshield on here. The stock glass, just as the Roadster look. This is where we really need to keep inventory of all the things we've tried. So far, we've changed the front of the roof line, and we like how it complemented the Studebaker nose.
It kind of looks like a beach buggy now that you can rent.
Banana buggy beach rentals.
Hey.
I always say all my projects have a story, whether it's the supervillain driving the hot rod or the alien driving a spaceship. Somehow this beach buggy rental story just began. Banana hammock beach buggy rentals. Come join us.
You're welcome for your $1 million idea.
Just looking at the car, I'm thinking, you know, what if he used the stock glass and just like leaned it back, raked it? That's kind of radical. It's just big window, but laid way back. You're all shook up now, aren't you, baby?
Yeah, I'm twisted.
There's just a whole thing about not doing weird for weird's sake. It's easy to go over the line where people take it as comical, right? Because you could be like, ew, that's weird. But if you make it intriguing, all of a sudden, that's weird. Looks pretty aggressive.
It's not looking like a squareback anymore.
No. I did a couple chops where I used the stock glass but sunk it in. And this is different with the slant back, with the changing of the angle of it. It's appealing for some reason. I was thinking, of course, oh, the most radical chop ever, right? And it's just like, man, it just looked weird. I didn't want to get way out of proportion between the side panels and then the roof height. Something about this dimension works.
Ian's envisioning process, it's in his head. The best you can do is just try to lasso whatever comes out of his mouth as he's looking at something. You just have to kind of watch how it goes down.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling it.
Welder up, sire.
With the chop on the car now, you stand back and look. I'm kind of digging how this thing's progressing. The thing's starting to now kind of tell us what it wants.
Never said it was gonna be easy, but we are one step closer to driving our big yellow banana. As for now, the chop works. I like it. The proportions there, only slight tuning to get it into gear. I'm digging the open feel of this pillarless roof. There's just something about having the breeze through open air design. It wasn't something I planned. Happy accident scenario. No B-pillars, I'm going for it. Presentation of the D-pillar at this point is gonna mean everything. You know, the roof, of course, is lower, but it's also more forward. Got the old mismatch issue. The roof is...
I mean, it's just a tiny, tiny mismatch, just a little.
I really want to see the engine.
I can get down on that, yeah, absolutely.
And I want to change the taillights. Right now, my concept is just like a hot rod. You'll see the engine up front exposed. Right now, that's the way I'm feeling about the back end.
Jewelry box, basically.
100%. So see, the engine's here, right? So imagine the roof only being to the engine.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, because ultimately it doesn't need to be that long.
It could be something like, see, anything could happen, right?
Okay. I'm glad
But
I
then
got up this morning.
But to make it even weirder, so, okay, we're gonna have these fenders sticking out the back, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody's gonna know, Type 3 taillights, right? So check this out.
Oh, there's more.
Look at that. What year, 53?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
You got the peak here,
Yeah.
and you got the peak here. And that's exactly what I saw on the Cadillac.
Okay. Yeah, drop down in position and everything. That'll look really good.
Settle those in,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
decide on the roof.
Now we have the wild in the back as well, which works out well. So I think we're balancing it properly. Let's get started.
I like the way you think.
A lot of Ian's projects, there's cool and weird mixed into one. He has developed an eye to somehow blend the two together, and I love watching to see what he does, because he can blend cool and weird together like nobody else. Are the envisioning goggles working?
The number one thing I saw about the Caddy taillights was they were on their own perch. So similar to the Studebaker fenders being their own projectiles in the front, the Cadillac taillights came up and do the same. Yeah, that's weird. And these vents, we're just gonna cover them later. It's not gonna have the Type 3 cooling anymore.
Yeah, I feel as though this is a step in the right direction here.
He likes it.
I like it.
So this is the big debate, like what happens now with the roof? How short does it get? We don't want it to look like a pickup truck, and we don't want it to look like the notchback sedan.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Captain? I saved the bottom of the pillar, a little turnaround.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, so if that goes down to 0, right about there,
Perfect, smart idea.
then, so that would kind of go like that. Shall we go to the envisioning tape?
I think so, yes. Let's see what that brings us.
Because we're not really running any side windows whatsoever, the A and D pillar are primary. Maybe that pillar is more vertical? Oh, no.
No. May I?
Yeah.
Dumb idea. There's no dumb ideas, but there could be a dumb idea.
Oh, Studebaker? What Rambler wagon does that? Rambler does that. Wait, look, what if I grab the passenger side? It already done does that. Talk about freak show. So we get that desired effect of the engine exposed, but now the rear window is like a trucker hat over the engine. Like the bill of the hat is coming out over it.
Business in front, party out back.
You never know what you end up with in a project. You know, I had in my mind an idea about a shortened roof, exposing the engine, and this idea just might be the ticket. This would pretty much be like that.
Well, not that bad. Here, let me hold it. You take a look.
So weird. The Studebaker has this huge depth. The square back is a box. Now we're achieving fins out and a huge depth.
Yeah. It doesn't look super great, but I think it's a better approach than the other way, which would be where the normals would take it to, I think.
And I excel at making things that aren't really good looking. I love my job. Right off the bat, Eric says backwards pillar. I'm like, oh yeah, like some other cars I've seen in the past that were oddballs. Count me in. This is what's gonna sell it. This transition and that transition being this is what's gonna sell that whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the hatch. We got the corners right there. There they are.
Sweet beans.
All great ideas, right? Anything can happen, but it's gotta look convincing. I always say that. And reversed angle on the pillar, heck yeah, if we could pull it off. Structurally, it's not that huge of a challenge, but aesthetically, visually, it's already like a bold choice, and it can't, again, look weird. It's gotta look, wow, that's weird. It's easy to come up with an idea, but to follow through, who dug it? You're in for a ride sometime. The whole thing is utilizing Eric's time to the maximum. Correctamundo. It's a rough concept. Just get the ideas down, and I'll fix it up. Voila.
Yeah, I think we can get away with that.
For sure. Starting to shape up. And the back end is presenting these two tall pillar-like quarter panels independent of the body, and taillights are just the little toppers on them. Feels like the front of the Studebaker nose. How you feeling? You look a little woozy.
I don't know yet.
Yeah, standing back on it, just the open back. I mean, it looks like some kind of a utility vehicle. Like, yeah, I could see this at the beach. It's a four-seater, you throw your gear through the side. The back is just wide open.
Yeah, it's giving it purpose now. It's like Lion Country Safari. You could just sit in there and feed the giraffes. And
that was the whole lead up with this open back. The engine's popping up through the floor, and we're gonna see it. Whatever we gotta do, no rules.
All right, cool.
We were trying to get weird, and boy, did we succeed. I gotta say, that pillar issue was something I didn't see coming, but here we are. You know, the front's so radical, the back's getting crazy. Let's just cut this off and make something different.
Yeah, all right, that'll work.
By pushing this back, it'll make these fins appear bigger.
Groovy, I'm into that.
I really don't want it to look like a stock square back rear with the Cadillac taillights. I want to radically redesign the center of it as well. I love the idea right now of the exposed engine, this sunken area, exposing all the mechanicals. I just want to work with that. So this engine's just a mock-up. It's a core. The fresh engine is at the rebuilder right now, so you're really getting warmed up on these VWs now that you're hanging out with me, man. And of course, I got a few tasty treats to spice things up. It's a pretty cool fan shroud. I got this set of carbs. Oh. But see, now look, it's kind of stacking up in there, right? I want to show as much of this as possible, so I'm thinking maybe this deck comes out completely.
Nice plan. I like that.
See, like reverse like that. Give it a little curvature. I just had a really weird idea.
I'm in.
I love what you're doing with that pan. So it's a sheet metal here, right? But I was like, man, it's gonna be so bland, right? But no, it's actually the exhaust cove. So that's just the pan, and the exhaust is some kind of really showy thing right here.
Right. Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
I gotta look in my parts stash. I think I might have some interesting tips. See, there's a thing, I just can't throw them away. Ooh.
There's more?
Everybody has their little secrets.
Really? There's got to be some kind of support group for this sort of thing. I mean, the exhaust selection was a buffet. And I mean like the buffet you bring a bib in your own silverware.
I mean, you can't be too ready for an exhaust swap.
No,
That's
no,
all
no.
I'm saying.
I mean, how do I put this? His exhaust fetish is actually a really good collection. He's got a lot of really neat shapes, different styles. He's got Monza pipes, he's got stuff in stainless, he's got all sorts of little trumpet guys. So it really works out.
This is the first thing I thought of because they'll polish up.
I do like that. I
Right?
do like these little bendy guys.
Before we get into exhaust ideas, we need to get some sheet metal in place to see what we're really working with. The rear end design is still a blank slate, but now you can see how the fenders tie in, how the roof proportion fits with the engine in place, etc. I mean, as a concept,
I'm liking this.
I'm feeling it. I mean, it's a total freak show. That's exactly what I was asking for.
The fit and finish of it, I can't wait to see how this thing progresses and evolves.
Well, it's got my mind going now. You can see, right? All the pieces are in place. Now it's connect the dots and refine it.
Yeah.
I mean, you really busted it out, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Let me come out and play in the toy box. You know, lately I've been doing a lot of like intense work on other people's stuff. So this was a nice change of pace, and I hate to say it, but I like this thing now. It's so kooky, it's just cool.
Eric, as usual, brought in a lot of fun, a lot of super creative ideas. I mean, we got the layout of a really weird project, and I'm just stoked to get on with this.
I don't think you'll mind accepting
Wow.
Ginger. My gift to you.
The ultimate disco helmet. Heck yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Give it a good home.
Righteous. Now I'm completely prepared. I mean, next time I go to the club, my fashion is gonna be on point. And I could just get some work done if need be as well. Eric and I got a lot done in a short period of time, and I let the dust settle and stood back and took a look. We both agreed that this needed some improvement. This curve and the rake of the chop, it just looked a little too open to me. I feel like it should be even, or maybe just a little low in the back. At this point in the build, a few subtle changes, dare I use the word subtle, can change the whole thing, the whole feeling of it. This was out here, right? Look, it's like tight and loose. And now, whoosh, it's a little more delicato. A lot of times in building cars, I get caught up in all the inspiration and tend to not focus on some of the potential roadblocks. This just happens to be one of those situations. I was thinking about these taillights. I kept mocking up that other one and realized it's from a different year. These fins, I think, are earlier. Look at that. I didn't realize, but hey. So I'm gonna try to remove the reverse light and maintain this chrome and the little cool reflector that one was lacking. Given a choice between practicality and inspiration, I will choose inspiration 100% of the time. I still love that reflector. We're gonna have to do something to maintain that. The whole key here, especially with Eric's collaboration, is to find that inspiration, because the motivation flows from that. When you got a mission, everything else just follows. Now our issue is this. Got this big hunk of plastic that don't fit. Ain't nothing in life that's free. Just gonna take some doing. This is just how the cookie crumbles in the land of full custom. You need to adapt and overcome. Most people would just get taillights that fit. Nope, just cut the car just right. Now the bottom part, I'm gonna fit out with a piece of this flat bar. That'll give it a good landing spot. Last piece to the puzzle is the little jewel. I like that. You know, it definitely looks like a real car part and not just kind of an add-on. In the end, this difficulty with the lens fit up worked to my advantage. I feel like the smaller lens added to the design of a thinner rear fender, and that's good for a smaller car. That's the story of car building. You know, you get one side that looks good, but then there's inside and then the outside of the other side. It's all got to be symmetrical. Then the big question of what's going to happen in the engine bay. Our beach buggy rental is one step closer to being open for business. I still got a few tricks up my sleeves before we hit prime time. Been working on this sheet metal and I got it pretty much dialed in. Both right and left taillight are mocked up, and then the structure put back in the roof. Got that look I was going for. Sort of like the front fenders are jutting. I want the rear fenders to do the same. Just like with the nose of the car, you see the center being its own thing with these two structures on each side, and I want to follow suit with the rear end, however that works out. It's a pretty ridiculous change. Right up my alley. Yeah, the engine, I want it to be a focal point, but it's just something about this just cavernous surround. I'm not sure. I'm gonna start at the bottom here. I know I want exhaust poking through that roll pan, and I thought at first I was gonna use this. But when I mocked it up, I saw that all the gear was outside the car pretty much. The big spaghetti bundle in the back, right? I also had this other 2-tip dealie. It's kind of classic. It's kind of not complicated. It's kind of sandy. The exhaust makes a huge statement in every car, so I'm trying not to overdo it. As radical change as the body is, it's a pretty like mellow style. Pretty simple, pretty discreet. Maybe seeing, you know, like a large tube that comes around and just frames it. All right, so this is first thoughts. I'm using this really large radius. On the car, you're only gonna see from here to here. So the tube doesn't actually exist. You're just seeing this nice curve. Right. And I found these really tight little bends. They're from a handrail. Wide open, baby. Anything could happen. Always looking for parts, right? I did a bunch of hole sawing on some steel plates, so I saved those. I modified some seats, so I saved those tabs. I'm at this guy's house, and he's like, hey, do you need some bends? Always looking for that shape that might be the fix. Believe it or not, I'm not the only one. I've been given some pretty weird creations over the years. It's a real cannon. It shoots golf balls. It's made out of a leaf spring, a piece of tube, and it shoots golf balls. You put the fuse in here. Maybe we need to like mount this on the back of the car. It could be endless hours of enjoyment for the dogs fetching balls. I wouldn't even have to leave the driver's seat. I digress. So I'm just gonna tack this on so I can put some sheet metal and start to secure it. The whole thing here is just to maximize the dramatic proportions I can gain from the position of the fenders and the engines. Trying to just like create the look of the tailpipes, depth in the body, make it more exotic. I don't think any bumpers on this car. The front has so much character, it would take away from it. And now the back is getting that same kind of flow where the center is projecting a little bit. Love the shapes, lots of dimension. But there's just something about this back end that just needs a little extra. Originally, Eric and I were talking about having it wide open so you could see the engine, but something about these two side areas, it just looks like, I don't know, I want to do something with the back. I was just thinking about the back end of cars, right? And I'm like, wait, we hacked apart this Metropolitan and I used pieces of it on this other project, but the whole trunk and rear portion of the center of the car, exactly what I need for this, is laying in the back of the shop. This was the area where the spare tire hung, so I had cut that out. But I was like, look, there's the window where you can look into the engine. And should you need to get in and mess with something on top, you got a lid to get in there too. Look at that. Talk about serendipity. I got 2 words, surf and safari. All it's gonna take is a little bit of everything. It's the little corkscrew twist trick. It worked. I always get that quirky little smirk when something's starting to get really weird. It's almost at that moment. I'm gonna cut this out of steel and then use the shrinker to just make a nice transition around that corner. But it's got these little teeth that munch. See that? With metalwork, there is munching, crunching and bunching. All advanced technique as far as I'm concerned. There's 2 things you can do with metal. You can shrink it or you can stretch it. This process does both. Munched and bopped to perfection. Very interesting. There's something about this surface coming over the engine. Initially, I was saying exposed engine, but putting this in place, It's like the double-decker adds something to the car. It gives it like a more enclosed feeling. But I definitely want to see engine through that. What's gonna really set that look in place? We're really onto something with this rear end design, but I think it just needs something more to call it complete. Before we get any further along, I want to spend a little time on the bodywork and see how it's feeling. There's nothing like a little elbow grease to get things headed in the right direction. I like to really get the heavy aspects of the filler in place. That way you're not looking at all these welded seams. You've got the inside gap of the hood opening all detailed in, and the VW body line into the Studebaker is coming along pretty good too. A little hammer and dolly work and some filler. Never knew what went on back there. The missing link is this hole I cut in the back of the body. It had kind of like a Continental kit. So this, sat in the car like that with a vertical spare tire. I don't need a spare tire on the back, but the look of the Continental kit was pretty cool. It's this point in the process where the whole view really comes into play. Of course, the wheel and tire combo mean everything. So this is what I'm using for all 4 rims. Real simple setup. I got the Smoothie steel wheels with the moon cap with no VW logo, and just a trim ring like that. So it got me thinking about the Continental kit. This back here, sort of looking like a Continental kit, but it pops off so you can access the carburetor, distributor, generator, etc. I mean, that sounds great in theory, but like, okay, well, here I am dangling 2 items in space. How it actually happens is where the story begins. I got this rim over here, Chevy. Trim ring fits it perfect. I don't want the rim though. I don't want this blocking the airflow. I just want it wide open. So I'm thinking about making a couple tabs that will bolt in or screw in under the trim ring, mimicking the look of the original Studebaker. It's got kind of the cross with the chrome dome in the center, right? So what if I made 4 little wire supports that screwed onto that ring in that pattern, paint them black. This thing kind of appears to be floating, but still front and back the same. Enough theorizing. I mean, let's see you make it happen already. Your hands aren't even dirty. You can drill and screw right into that. The old X marks the spot trick. Now I'm just gonna tack weld this hubcap right to it. That gives us the potential for our floating hubcap. Now we remove the rim. The whole concept with this is that I feel like it should look like magic, right? It's just a floating disc in the center of this hole. There's always a tell to every magic trick. This is how I'm gonna do it. Yes. That's just dumb enough to call my own. I love it. Feels like the right vibe. It's like, this isn't wild engine exposed hot rod. It's kind of like wacky taxi. It's a little shade canopy of a roof, and it's got to be something that's just like, whoa, did you see that car? Yeah, all the weirdos drive them. Or at least one weirdo drives it. All right, now for the arts and crafts hour. I like that. Let's make 2 of these and adapt. I'm just gonna get this bottom part set, and I'm just gonna cut it into place as I go. I'm pretty straight ahead once I got that hard curve established. I just came in and squeezed it and buttoned it right up. Little welding, little grinding, plug them back in place. The old floating hubcap trick. Moving right along, it's getting weirder as it goes. This thing has got the revered double cool factor. This design not only looks cool, but it keeps the engine cool as well. Just like so many of my other projects, this thing's like a Hot Wheels. It's a big toy car, you know what I'm saying? It's just exactly that. It's like, whoa, what the heck is going on here? Next up is the paint work. I got some ideas, and that really does bring it all together. Bombay Beach, here we come. I got this beach buggy all wrapped up and set for its maiden voyage. Super stoked with the way it came out. You know, the mashup with the Studebaker and the VW, it's convincing. And even out here, you know, it's a VW, it's light. It cruises right across the sand, no problem. All right, this thing's a runner. I mean, not the beach, but in my imagination, I'm already there. It's pure paradise. Life is what you make it. You live the dream, you become the dream. Like, it's really all how you perceive things. I mean, anything's possible. There used to be water here. It's just low tide. It comes in once a year. This is pretty much where it's at for me. I mean, that's why we built the car. Beach theme. Like we said, Erie Eric's Beach Buggy Rentals. Cruised on down to the surf spot. You got the sand, you got the sun. That's 2 of the 3. I mean, all we need is some tasty waves. Southern California surfboards. Goes together like me and Volkswagens. In all seriousness, you know, there was a ton of body work to finish out on this. My friend Jamie helped me block sand and body work the whole car. I love the vintage flats paint. Not a lot of flair. I just got 2 gallons of white and I mixed in green toner to come up with that seafoam, classic kind of beachside color. One of the iconic wagons in the world is the Chevy Nomad, so I used a similar flow where the paint checks off of the pillar and comes forward in a spear. Not a perfect representation of that, but you definitely get the inspiration. From the onset, the only thing I saw was the bullet nose and the Cadillac fins. Everything else was the collab between Eric and I. That's what you end up with. I mean, it really was just throw down, showdown, and here we are, painted. But somehow, it works. That's one reason I love collaborating with Eric so much, is because he's a pro, he knows how to do things. He also likes to get weird, you know? And that's what we really did in this. It was just like, hey man, let's get down and try something crazy. That back end was a monster. Inside curves are one of the hardest things to bodywork, and I'm gonna blame that all on Eric. He got the glory, I got the lack of fingerprints. Sort of retro, sort of atomic age, definitely cartoon. It's got a jet engine symbolized, it's got fins, it's got a bullet nose like a rocket. I dubbed the Starlux. That's the most satisfying thing in the end, is to see it actually function. So instead of just being a mock-up and then it goes away, no, it's like, it's turnkey. It works. Can it be detailed? For sure. But that satisfaction of just seeing the silhouette, seeing finished paint and driving, that's good for me. The journey of this car is still unknown. Interior, hot rod engine, anything could happen. End result of this isn't something that's just like out of control, crazy cartoon like I do so many times, but it's just kind of like a cool weirdo cruiser. I think this is weird with a smile.